Welcome back to Speducation. I am your host, Brandon Reed, and as always, if this is your first time to the channel, special welcome to you. Well, it's a new week and we have a new lesson. So, without further ado, let's dive right in. Today's lesson, INSource. So the reason that I started this channel, and I've said it once and I'll say it a million times, is to inform parents because special education can be really confusing and it's hard to navigate. And so I've always felt that the more informed a parent is, the more invested they will be in their child's education. And so that's why I started this channel. Whether I have 1 subscriber or 1 million subscribers, the reason that I started this channel is to provide a resource for parents. And one of those resources that I want to share is a website called INSource. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't necessarily apply to anyone outside of Indiana, but in Indiana, any parent that has questions about special education or needs resources or support or help can go to this website. So let's find out more about INSource. So what is INSource? INSource exists to help parents of children with disabilities navigate the complicated special education process in the state of Indiana. We help bridge the gap between schools and parents, and we strive to connect the dots that become the individual path to success for children with disabilities. So this is the INSource website. And if you look up here, it's insource.org. But if you forget, don't worry because you can find it in the description of this video. And at the INSource website, it has a lot of information, including the little blurb that I read out to you, okay? It also talks about their focus, reaching out. Our focus has always been on families who have children with disabilities, okay? You can click on here to connect and learn more. You can click on here to help others and get involved. But let's take a look at some of the things that can help you. So if I come up here to get help, you'll find that they have training that you can go to. So if I click on that, you'll see it says event calendar. So you can see upcoming trainings that are going to be in here. It says parent and professional training because this is something that my parents had to go through when they found out that I had learning disabilities. So back then, INSource was just starting out. And because it was just starting out, they were able to find some of these trainings and go to them to help me. You can also see in-person trainings, YouTube playlists, interpreter trainings, etc. Then, of course, you have resources. So for the resources, you've got birth to age 3, and this is talking about children with disabilities. Okay, English to Parent Guide. It talks about Center for Parent Information and Resource, the CPIR. You also have a search engine where you can look up things. Okay, let's check out birth to age 3. Indiana First Steps. My son, he was in First Steps when he was first born because he was a preemie. So he had some issues with speech as well as motor function. And now you never know that he was in First Steps. But if you have questions about it, you can click on it and it'll tell you everything that you need to know. Then you have ages 3 to 22. So from age 3 to 22, if they qualify for a IEP, then this would be where you would find that. And it says common topics in special education, parent resources for special education through the IEP TA Center. Okay. It also has it in Spanish as well as Burmese. So it's applicable to everybody. You also have other things down here, such as FAPE, Free and Appropriate Public Education, which is what we talked about, IEP, the Individual Education Program, LRE, Least Restrictive Environment, Discipline and Behavior Support. All of this stuff can be found on INSource. And if I go down even more, Transition to Adult Life. If I click on that, it's got a list of different things that you can find, include Medicaid waivers, because for students that are in special ed, they may qualify for Medicaid where all of the services that are provided by the school are at no cost to you. So that's something that you could also look into as well. You have the Indiana Institute on Disability and Community. Okay. Laws and regulations. There are many laws that protect the civil rights of individuals with disabilities and provide guidance and procedural remedy. So you can find the overview of the most relevant laws, and you can also find new state laws that are impacting education starting in 2024 and on. And then you can go down here and go by disability. Okay. These are just some of the disabilities that are covered here. Okay. But ADD and ADHD, a lot of parents have questions about that. If you click on that, it gives you a list of resources that you can find. And then general resources. So for general resources, it's special populations. Okay. Acronyms and glossary, looks like they're going to be adding those soon, but we've already talked about some of the acronyms related to special ed. Special populations, you can click on here and learn about refugee and immigrant students. Indiana organizations, you can find out about the 211, a nonprofit organization whose goal is to create a seamless network of information and referral services. Okay, abilities and allies, accessibility, ARC of Indiana. And then you also have national organizations that you can look into as well. The American Diabetes Association, the American Association of People with Disabilities, the AAPD. Okay. This is a great resource for families, and I hope that you take the time and actually look through it because, again, a lot of the information that I get for my presentations comes from InSource. So feel free to go check it out for yourself. And as I said, the reason that I created this channel was to help inform parents about special ed. And there's a lot of information on InSource that will be helpful, but it can be a little overwhelming. So if you are still interested in learning about little bits and pieces of special ed and you want to learn more and get kind of a broad overview of it, please feel free to keep coming back to the channel because I love my subscribers and I hope I get more. And if you liked what you saw today, you learned something new, or you're new to the channel, please click the like button. And if you want updates on future videos, feel free to click the subscribe button and ring the bell for updates on future videos. And as always, if you have specific questions about special ed or you're checking out the InSource website, but you're not quite sure what a particular part of the website means, or there's an acronym, or there's something that you may need a little bit more explanation, please drop a line in the comments section and I'd be happy to help. And until next time, class dismissed.